In the very beginning, the problem we were looking at to solve, and I think we got to solve it on the way, is that when it came to emerging technologies like drones, the rule was drone work will be done by people from the geographies where the technology is mostly invented, which means the north. So there was a lot of drone software, hardware companies, sensor companies in Switzerland. And the ones who were called the experts were people like me, who would work in one of these companies and who would be at the very beginning of the technology. So I started out, even before WeRobotics, with projects, bringing this technology to Africa, bringing this technology to Asia, to Latin America. But it was me packing a bag with my drones, flying to Tanzania, flying to Namibia, flying to the Seychelles, and doing drone projects. At the end of the day, this is not scalable, and it also doesn't make sense. I knew some of these countries because I lived there before, but then I've never been to some of these countries. So how can I be the expert of a place I'm a visitor to? Whenever we would go somewhere, we would take a day or 2 days to go to universities and to showcase these very new technologies. And there was so much interest in universities, in polytechnics, and there were thousands of students and professors who were not only the local experts when it came to their countries, but also engineers. I'm not a geospatial engineer. It took me literally 1 week to know how to do drone mapping. So I always thought if it takes me 1 week to figure this out, a geospatial engineer, for example, in Namibia, it'll take him 2 days because he already knows what he does. But the technology was not in his hands. So the problem we really wanted to solve is to say, let's connect the ones who have the technology with the ones who can make good use of it. So that's where we kind of started. And the problem statement is really all about getting the technology into the hands of local experts. Hence, the power of local. In the beginning, we were thinking, okay, we will start the flying labs. We need to be the ones who start. And we did for the first 3 flying labs when we started the proof of concept. In these 2 years, I think we received 15 requests from countries. Can we have a flying lab? We're like, oh my God, did not anticipate that this demand is actually out there and that it's so strong. So then that brought us to a really different reflection to say, we don't need to start flying labs. There's demand. They can start by themselves. And that brought us in 2018 to the decision to say, actually, let's start a network. Let's build it on a social franchise. We don't have to start it out. Flying labs will start out themselves.